Hey, welcome back. And what we are talking today is about this brand, specifically Humantra, which I love. Electrolyte sachets, electrolytes powder. And so Humantra is a UAE-based brand, and they decided to enter the German market. And as I'm a German, I wanted to see what they are doing and see what you can and could improve in that case. And that's why we want to talk about today. I will show you the 3 mistakes that Humantra did for entering the German market as an 8-figure brand that has a huge potential, and how to avoid these mistakes. So you will learn what the mistakes are, what you have to consider, and especially how to avoid these. Expanding and entering a new market, especially the German market, needs a lot of planning, and you have to know what to do and what not to do. In terms of expansion in marketing and as a brand that is acting worldwide, it is very, very important to know the market in and out. For Germany, especially for Germany, and we as Germans are kind of different than, for example, French people or UK people, we need some kind of trust layer for a new brand to enter the market and to buy those products for the first time and then become a loyal customer, because Germans most of the time are very loyal customers. So you want to make sure that you make a good impression and get those customers in as fast as possible. How you do that? Most of the time, and that's the easiest way, is you invest into ads, right? So you get the exposure, you get entry, people can get to know you, which makes total sense. But at the end of the day, there's one part and one thing most of those brands that are expanding into Germany underestimate. Germany is one of the biggest markets worldwide in terms of niches and in terms of product niches. It might be the second or third largest market for stuff like supplements, in this case, electrolyte powder. In order to capture that market, you need to know where your customers are, where your potential customers are. And in order to get a customer acquisition that is healthy, long-term speaking, you need to find ways to capture them. One way is organic search, and that's what we are talking about today. So let's jump right in and look at what Humantra looks as with the German storefront. So I'm on the German storefront right now. So we have the normal Shopify shop with main navigation, with a header that you can test the essentials with a trust pilot widget, which gives initial trust. Then the product selection on the homepage, then some more trust about men's health, woke. It is okay. I'm not here to criticize any design or CRO. I'm here solely for organic search. What we can see is that the main navigation shows the product detail pages and some starter and tasting packages, which are also PDPs. So we don't have any collection pages. That's the first thing that comes to mind. And then the wording, let's say, could be improved in German native language, because loslegen, which would be start now, is kind of hard to understand, especially if you are new to electrolyte powders or you haven't heard anything from Humantra yet. So I just wanted to give you that little glimpse here, so we can dive deeper, and I'm jumping into the Google Doc right now. So if we look at the market, and I mentioned it before, and Humantra wants to enter the German market, you have to look where your customers are, and most of the time they are searching for your products already via Google, which means that you want to pull out those new customers and pull them into your funnel and then eventually win them as a new customer. The German market is very, very large. So if we go into tools like Ahrefs and we are looking for Elektrolyte, which is electrolytes in German, for the German market, we have solely for that one keyword, which is one of the main keywords, 68K or 1,000 people searching for it per month. And as you can see, the trend is skyrocketing, right? So for summertime 2026, it's predicted to be over 120,000 searches per month alone for electrolyte as the main keyword. Each domain, each niche has main keywords and then matching terms and matching keywords that are more long tail, that are more detailed, but and we want to go into them as well. But that's kind of the confirmation that the market is huge and you can get a lot out of it for Germany. So I just made some small digging and could find actual searches, 123,000 people per month for relevant keywords. Those are still more on the generic side, not even all long tails included, and it's still not the peak of the season. So let's take that into account and see that Humantra, as of right now, if we look into Ahrefs, is capturing absolutely none of it. That is just because Humantra just started out in Germany. As you can see, organic traffic, it's not even here. No keywords, no organic keyword rankings, and no mentions in AI overviews, ChatGPT, or anything else. So I want to go to, and I mentioned the 3 mistakes Humantra did for the German market, and just jump right into it. First mistake, they built the Germany on a subdomain, and it's starting from 0. Maybe you could get it when we opened the shop. So Humantra is using a subdomain for the expansions of also other markets like Singapore, like Australia, and in this case for Germany as well. And that's a problem because Google often treats a subdomain as a separate website. So the authority that Humantra.com already has from backlinks from Vogue Arabia and stuff like that, they are not inherited by a subdomain. So that's something that needs to be built out for the subdomain to have the authority in that country and then eventually get and earn rankings from scratch. So how to avoid it? Don't launch a new market on a subdomain. What I recommend my clients, and it depends on what your brand strategy is, because that's not only an SEO decision, but go with a subfolder ./de or go with a country level domain, top level domain, which would be humantra.de. So yeah, either or, which is also a branding decision, as I mentioned, especially for the market like Germany, because German people need trust signals in order to convert. It's way different to countries like the UK and or the US. German people are generally speaking more skeptical, and even if you use a .com, but you have a subfolder .de, that's fine. If you use a .de top level domain, that's the best practice in SEO terms, speaking in SEO terms. That's mistake number 1. So now they have to build out the subdomain and push the subdomain even more. Instead of using a main domain, which needs also build out, but is the main domain, not the subdomain, and also the folder, which could be beneficial because the .com already has authority. Mistake number 2, not a single page targets relevant search terms. As you could also see when we looked at the site, is that you always see PDPs. So there's neither is there something to talk about the brand, to talk about the benefits besides in relation with the product, but the benefits of using electrolytes, like all that kind of stuff, and you don't have any collections that target the main keywords like electrolyte powder. You only have Beere and Granatapfel, which means berry and pomegranate, which is nobody's searching for that, right? So yeah, that's a bigger mistake. So every ranking page is built around the word Humantra. Nothing targets electrolyte powder or hydration drink or something else in German. They only reach people who already know the brand, which is fairly almost no people in Germany because they just entered the market. So how to avoid that? Map the non-brand terms in your category and what people search before they know you, and build dedicated pages for them. That's where new customers come from. So in this case, and for the products Humantra is selling, it would be electrolyte powder, hydration drink, electrolyte sachets, and then build out those collection pages, which are very important. That's mistake number 2. Mistake number 3, and last but not least, no category or guide layer, which I mentioned before. They have product pages and one generic collection, but no German category pages for buying terms and no content for questions like what are electrolytes. So the category pages, we went into that already, but there's still also missing guiding articles, which are close to the product and close to using the product, and the ICP. For example, why athletes or why runners should use electrolytes twice per week based on studies, and then here and there mentioning Humantra and the benefits of the product. Those kind of articles not only drive search, drive organic traffic that might convert, but also give trust and position Humantra as an expert in the space around their product. How to avoid it. Build localized category pages for transactional terms and guide articles for questions buyers ask first. Translate the intent, not just the words. So German search behavior isn't a copy of home market, for example. If we go the FAQs, right, it's not something that is sufficient to answer those questions. And also there needs to be some kind of brand-related content that gives value to potential customers, especially as a new brand. And then one thing I wanted to mention as well and go deeper in is still related to mistake one, is off-page SEO and backlinks, because Humantra has kind of okayish domain rating of 23, right? But it's not really inherited to the subdomain. And for Germany, it's not relevant because all of the backlinks Humantra has as of right now are from sites as Arabian Business, for example, but not from any German outlet. So to help German rankings, they need to go and build out localized backlinks and public relations, or local press, or creator partnerships, or using comparison sites in Germany to earn those backlinks, and then also get the authority in order to get and climb the rankings. So one relevant German link is worth more than 10 from the wrong market. And what I wanted to give you as well is the numbers game. So let's use customer lifetime value and be conservative with the numbers, okay? Because at the end of the day, why should you do that? You should do that because you have you can increase your bottom line immensely, or you can reinvest the money you make with organic search into ads and outspend your competition in meta ads and own your market completely. We have and I don't know the numbers, so I'm just assuming. Let's assume, okay, you have $25 or euros for one box of sachets, which have 15 sachets. I'm doing sports myself. I'm running. I'm lifting. I use my box is empty. So one box per month. I use one box per month. Okay, there might be some people that use 2 boxes per month, which would be 1 sachet per day. But let's assume we have a customer lifetime value, if we don't change it from, and be very conservative, from 140 euros, okay, which I think is fairly low. And we rank for the top 10 transactional buying keywords on a position to 4 to 6, where the click-through rate in Google is 6%. We would amount to 1,460 clicks and have 29 new customers per month, which looks not that much, right? If we aim and get to top 3 positions, click-through rate is higher, about 11%. We get 54 new customers per month. So if we use the 140 customer lifetime value per customer, we amount 50K per year in new customer value, only if we get positions 4 to 6, which is not really hard to do. If we can manage to get the top 3, we make almost 6 figures per year, only with organic search. If the customer lifetime value, which I think is more realistic, higher than 200 euros, we are already in the 6-figure area, which with 135,000 organic revenue per year, new customer value per year. So this is also stacking, right? So that's the first year. Then we can still increase traffic and amount to much higher sum. And all from one keyword cluster the brand currently earns nothing on, right? So the brand is earning nothing on organic, but this is something that is very, very feasible and realistic. So just to be clear, clicks and search volumes are real Ahrefs data. Conversion rate and customer lifetime value are conservative assumptions. So Humantra knows the real retention, knows the real customer lifetime value, so they can figure that out themselves. Fix these 3 mistakes early, and the demand is yours before your competitors can see what's going on. I hope this was helpful. If there are any questions or you want to dig deeper, you can contact me anytime via LinkedIn. And talk soon. See you soon, and bye-bye.